Welcome back to Real Shit, where we like to talk real shit all day, every day, all for the love of movies. I am Joe. Before I get into it, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. Any little bit of feedback or support would be greatly appreciated. Without further ado, I'm going to get right into it because we have another news story as it pertains to my favorite superhero, and that's Batman. So today, it was announced that on HBO Max, Matt Reeves is in the process of developing a television series, a companion series to his version of the Batman, and that's the Robert Pattinson version, which we haven't seen yet, but he's developing a companion series basically that's based around the Gotham Police Department. Some people are calling it Gotham Central. I don't think it has an official name yet, but a lot of people are basically obviously drawing comparisons to Gotham and stuff like that. I will say this: Gotham was terrible in my personal opinion. Like, it's literally one of the worst shows that I've ever watched, and that's coming from a huge Batman fan, so it can't be any worse than that was. So I'm definitely intrigued by this, and hopefully this show could be what I hoped Gotham was going to be before it turned into this bastardization of the Batman mythos. But the show itself is actually being written by Terrance Winter. Now, if you don't know who Terrance Winter is, he is the man responsible for The Wolf of Wall Street, for Sopranos. So it has a solid team behind it, and I include Matt Reeves in that because I know I have not seen his Batman yet, his version of Batman. I know a lot of people are already on the hate bandwagon as it pertains to the Robert Pattinson thing and all that. I'm on a wait and see kind of philosophy as it comes to the Batman. I think everything deserves a chance. I think we need to wait until at least we get a trailer before we make any kind of drastic judgment against it. A lot of people weren't crazy about the still images and all that, so I can't base anything off any of that. We all know that still images don't necessarily do the movie justice. Like, most of the time, when you actually see the footage, it's a lot better, of course, because they've had time to tinker with it. But it's got Terrance Winter, it's got Matt Reeves, who I think did a phenomenal job with the Planet of the Apes franchise. So I'm pretty confident about the team that they have around this. I do have some concerns just for the fact of I don't know exactly the direction that Matt Reeves has taken with the Batman, and that will of course affect this show. A lot of people are saying that it's possibly woke or whatever. I don't know. I know they made some casting choices that I didn't necessarily agree with. And I'm not even counting Robert Pattinson in that. It was other casting choices that I felt were kind of suspect, I guess you could say. But over the course of it all, like I said, I'm giving it a chance. So I don't know how much faith I have in it, but I am going to give it a chance. I am intrigued by it. And I think WB and DC have done a pretty phenomenal job lately of just basically trying to make the most out of their properties with the whole Michael Keaton announcement and then the release the Snyder Cut movement. Like, everything seems to be pointing in the right direction for WB and DC. Finally, everything's going in one direction, and hopefully it stays that way. Hopefully they don't get off course again and do something that they shouldn't do to ruin this somewhat little bit of momentum they're starting to build. The only other thing that I'm going to mention about this, and this is just minor, but it's something I already noticed online, and that's cancel culture has already started with this show, and it's just announced. They haven't even started, I think, officially like writing it yet. Maybe they have, but I don't know. We have very little information about it, but already cancel culture has tried to attack this because they say it's a bad time to be starting a cop show because of the current climate we're in. And for the 100th time, I don't know how many times I have to say this, but I'll keep saying it as long as these people open their mouths about dumb shit like this. The real world does not need to reflect what happens in the fictional world. They are completely separate from each other. They have no bearing on each other. We do not need to be sensitive about the subjects that are going on in real life in entertainment. That's the purpose of entertainment. Entertainment should have no boundaries, should have no limits, and they should be allowed to do whatever they want. And I applaud them for doing a cop show because it seems like nowadays, unfortunately, most police related projects are getting canceled or getting attacked. So I think it's great that Matt Reeves and company are stepping out on a limb a little bit and at least going against the grain and not listening to all this nonsense and just making a story, because that's what it should be about. It should all be about making good stories, and that should be your prime focus. It shouldn't be on pleasing these people who probably won't watch the show anyway. But anyway, that's my thoughts on this. Not really much to talk about because obviously we have very little information outside of who's involved. We don't even know if Robert Pattinson himself is going to be involved, if it's the same time during Batman or if it's possibly before him. It does say a little bit about how it's going to deal with the corruption of the police force and all that. So I'm thinking that this might be a precursor to why Batman comes to be. So, but we'll see. Well, maybe it'll happen congruently with the movie, or at the same time, I should say, or maybe it'll be like a prequel of sorts. We'll have to wait and see as we get more information. But in regards to all this, I'd like to know what everyone down in the comments below thinks about this. Please, as always, like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching.